Probably my biggest takeaway from NXT, and I know you say you didn't watch the whole show, you just watched that match. We talked about this last week, the expressions on Jordan and Gable's faces when they were awarded the tag team titles. Something about Jason Jordan, I mean, that massive, massive guy with, like, so happy that he has, like, the frown on his face because he can't not cry. Mm-hmm. That is what wrestling is all about.
It doesn't happen often, but that's what it's about.
They showed the kind of highlights of the match. Yeah, I know I said that last week, but I don't know if I emphasized it as much as I wanted to. They showed the highlights, and I saw their reactions again, and I got like a little bit choked up, like just so happy for these two guys, because they told the story really well, that neither one of them had ever really achieved the ultimate goal. They finally did, and then they showed them being interviewed backstage. And Jordan was still crying. Chad Gable, you could tell he had been. I don't think he still was. And everything they asked Jordan, he was getting choked up when he would talk. And finally, Gable said something he said about Jordan. He said, a lot of people don't know how much this guy's been through. They don't realize how long he's been here, what a climb it's been for him. And he said, I couldn't be more happy.
Especially Jason Jordan.
Yes, that I'm a part of him achieving this. And he started crying even more. And I was just like, this really, like, we don't get enough of that emotion from this business anymore like we should. Like you said, how much we'll enjoy Sasha's chase for the title. You know she's going to be crying.
Oh, yeah. There's not enough time on the pay-per-view for her to cry.
I think that was my biggest takeaway, was seeing it a second time. It affected me just as much as the first time. And then seeing them afterwards, how emotional they still were, how happy and excited they still were. And then that's what NXT is.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that guys like us will complain about with Raw, they kind of make it up to us by giving us NXT.
Yeah.
We're almost never disappointed by NXT.
Yeah, but the thing about NXT is a lot of these guys, this is their first time actually having like big company gold around their waist. A lot of these other indie guys, they've been Ring of Honor World Champion or TNA World Champion. This is the first time for a lot of these guys, their first time holding a real major championship, that the company is behind you. We all know it's a work, but the emotion is real in this situation.
The time you put in, the effort you put in, the physical toll and mental toll it takes on you is very real. It's like people, we've had this discussion before about, I like to always tell people when they tell me, oh, you know wrestling's fake, right? Like, oh yeah, well you liked John Wick, didn't you? You don't really think that Keanu Reeves really beat up all those guys, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't.
Yes. And I tell them, what are movies?
Yeah, exactly. It's not to mention, how many takes does Keanu Reeves get?
Exactly.
Or he has a stunt double doing a lot of it. These guys are out there in front of a live crowd with cameras on them, with one chance to do it, putting their actual body on the line every time. And then they're doing it in cities all over the country and the world every night. You know, probably at least 280, 300 nights a year. So to me, yeah, you can say wrestling's fake, but it's a lot less fake than a lot of the stuff most people enjoy.
Exactly.
So that's all I have to say about that. And I knew you agreed with that point.